Rhea Ripley helps Damian Priest beat Dominik Mysterio. Judgment Day attacks the Terror Twins on WWE Raw. Damian Priest clashed with his former Judgment Day stablemate, Dominik Mysterio. The match, fueled by long-simmering tensions and personal betrayals, was destined to be a chaotic encounter. As expected, the other members of the Judgment Day played a significant role, interfering in the match to tilt the odds in Mysterio's favor. However, the chaos only escalated further when Rhea Ripley charged down to the ring and took the fight to Liv Morgan, balancing the scales in the process. Despite the distractions, Priest seized an opportunity and delivered his signature South of Heaven chokeslam to Mysterio, securing the victory. The win was an important moment for Priest, who had been seeking retribution against his former allies, particularly Dominik. Yet, there was little time to celebrate his hard-fought victory, as the Judgment Day quickly launched a post-match assault, turning the night in their favor. The beatdown on Priest started immediately after the bell, with the Judgment Day asserting their dominance. Even Rhea Ripley, known for her fierce and intimidating presence, wasn't safe from the group's onslaught. Despite her valiant effort to even the odds earlier in the match, Ripley found herself outnumbered and targeted by her former allies. The Judgment Day had made it clear that no one, not even Ripley, would be spared in their quest for control. Just as it appeared Priest and Ripley were in dire straits, JUSO made his way down to the ring in an attempt to rescue them. USO, who had been caught in the middle of the Judgment Day's internal turmoil in recent weeks, looked poised to make a major impact. However, WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker had other plans. Breaker blindsided USO with a vicious spear, neutralizing the would-be savior and leaving Priest and Ripley at the mercy of their former stablemates. With USO incapacitated and no one left to come to their aid, the Judgment Day resumed their assault on Priest and Ripley. Finn Balor, one of the original members of the Judgment Day and a key antagonist in the group's growing conflict, delivered a final blow to Priest, hitting him with the coup de grace. The move, a signature high-flying maneuver that has spelled the end for many opponents, was a brutal exclamation point on an already devastating beatdown. The segment ended with Balor and his Judgment Day stablemates standing tall, asserting their dominance over their fallen former members. The visual of Priest and Ripley lying defeated in the ring sent a clear message to the WWE Universe. The Judgment Day remains a powerful and united force, and anyone who dares to cross them will face the consequences. Looking ahead, the stakes are higher than ever for Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. At the upcoming WWE Bad Blood event, Priest will have the opportunity to face Finn Balor in what promises to be a deeply personal and hard-hitting contest. The animosity between these two has been brewing for months, and their clash at Bad Blood could be the ultimate test of Priest's resolve and his ability to break free from the shadow of his former stable. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley will have her own challenge in the form of Liv Morgan, who will be defending her WWE Women's World Championship against Ripley. The rivalry between Ripley and Morgan has been marked by intense physicality and psychological warfare, and their upcoming match has all the makings of a classic. Ripley, who has been one of the most dominant forces in WWE, will be looking to reclaim championship gold, while Morgan will be fighting to solidify her place at the top of the division. The Judgment Day's actions on Raw not only set the stage for these high-stakes encounters, but also highlighted the internal fractures within the group. While they may have ended the night on top, it is clear that the power struggles and betrayals within the Judgment Day are far from over. As WWE Bad Blood approaches, fans will be watching closely to see how these evolving storylines unfold, and whether Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley can find a way to overcome the odds and reclaim their momentum. In the world of WWE, alliances can shift in an instant, and the events of September 16th Raw served as a stark reminder that no one is safe when factions like the Judgment Day are involved. For Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and their former allies, the road to WWE Bad Blood will be a treacherous one, filled with personal vendettas, fierce competition, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. On the September 16th edition of WWE Raw, Tensions within the Judgment Day reached new heights during a backstage segment involving Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. The segment saw Balor confronting Ripley about the internal struggles that had been plaguing their once dominant faction. In typical Balor fashion, he didn't hold back, directly blaming Ripley and Damian Priest for the group's problems, particularly his failure to capture the World Heavyweight Championship in 2023. Balor, known for his calculated mind games, wasted no time in turning the pressure up on Ripley, framing her and Priest as the core reasons behind his setbacks. Ripley, always fiery and protective of her Judgment Day family, didn't back down. She responded to Balor's accusations with her trademark intensity, fiercely defending her loyalty to the group. In her response, Ripley declared that her love for the Judgment Day was what kept them from completely falling apart. According to Ripley, it was her efforts that had stopped the faction from tearing itself apart with infighting every single week. Her words underscored her role as both the glue holding the group together and a force to be reckoned with inside and outside the ring. Despite her strong rebuttal, the cracks within the Judgment Day were impossible to ignore. Balor, refusing to let Ripley's words faze him, kept the pressure on, continuing to stir the pot. What followed was a shocking revelation that not only added another layer to the internal conflict, but also shifted the dynamics of several key relationships. Balor admitted that he had pressured Dominik Mysterio, one of the newer and more impressionable members of the Judgment Day, to distance himself from Rhea Ripley and align with Liv Morgan instead. This bombshell moment changed the entire narrative surrounding Dominik's recent actions, revealing that his departure from Ripley's side had not been entirely of his own choosing. Balor's manipulation of Dominik raised questions about the true extent of his control over the group and highlighted the calculated lengths to which he would go to achieve his goals. This admission added a new layer of complexity to the ongoing tensions between the Judgment Day members. It wasn't just about individual ambitions or in-ring success anymore. Balor's words revealed an underlying power struggle within the group. By convincing Dominik to leave Ripley for Morgan, Balor demonstrated that he had no qualms about disrupting personal bonds within the faction in order to serve his own interests. It also cast a new light on Dominik's recent behavior, suggesting that his decisions were influenced by Balor's manipulations rather than being entirely motivated by his own desires. Ripley, who has always been fiercely protective of her allies, now found herself at the center of this power struggle. With Balor's revelation, she would have to deal with not only the fallout of Dominik's actions, but also the deepening rift within the Judgment Day.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.